All right, here we go. So, this was a story that I found particularly amusing. It was a reminder of why I love travel and an experience that really opened my eyes to the differences among us, but also the similarities. No matter where I go, everybody loves people and gets hungry, but at the same time, cultural expectations can differ widely. And so this was a situation where it was a stark reminder of that, and one of the just pivotal moments in this trip. So essentially, I was in James Corbett National Park on a safari. I really wanted to check out the Taj Mahal, but I am a little hesitant to get stuck in tourist traps, so my plan was to do it somewhat quickly. Obviously, it's incredible, and I really did want to see it, but I didn't want to spend multiple days in Agra. So I leave the safari. I take an overnight train from Ramnagar to Agra, and I do get myself a private berth, but I have a hard time sleeping during the best of times. So being on a rocking train was not super conducive to a good night's sleep. I did manage a few hours, and once I arrived in Agra, I walked to the Taj across the Yamuna River, and the sun was coming up. The mist was over the river. There's a small clip in here that shows that, and it was just breathtaking. It was such a magical experience. I'll forever be grateful that I stumbled upon that view, because it really was just, I got off at the train station in Agra. I decided I wanted to walk, and so I walked to the Taj, and I didn't realize I was going to be on the opposite side of the river, but it worked out. I went around to the main entrance. I explored the Taj. It is breathtakingly gorgeous. The architecture is mind-blowing. It really is. It has a wonderfully well-deserved reputation, and an interesting backstory, both romantic and heartbreaking, and something to read into if you're unaware of it. So I enjoyed the Taj. I then went to the fort in Agra. Again, insanely fun. Just the history there is remarkable. And then I went out to dinner, and the dinner, I shouldn't say I went out to dinner. I experienced dinner, and I will tell that story at some point in the future. But I'm getting to the crux here. I had scheduled a bus from Agra to Varanasi, roughly 14 hours. I think it was probably around 15 with traffic and stops, but my assumption was when I booked the ticket was that I would have a single berth. That's what I was thinking. So I walked down this dark street, and I had no clue where the bus was picking up. Luckily, I did find it. The bus was somewhat on time, and I climb inside, and I'm looking for my little reserved berth, and I slide the curtain open. Very tired at this point. Again, a few hours of sleep, and probably at this point like 36 to 40 hours, whatever. So I was sleepy. I was ready to knock out. I was ready to have my own space. And when I opened the curtain, lo and behold, there is an older gentleman, basically spread eagle in the space, and it's not a big space. There's going to be a clip at the end of the video that shows exactly the size of it, but I want to say it was probably 4 feet by 4 feet by 7 or 8 feet. So yeah, I would have been totally comfortable with that myself, but seeing another grown person in there already, I was like, oh, this is quite an experience. And I did ask, like, hey, we're not doubling up here, this is mine, right? And he's like, no, this is the double, you must have made a mistake. And the bus driver confirmed that, and so you got to do what you got to do. Sorry about that. And I crawled in, and I made myself as small as possible. Personal space where I'm from is treasured, and it's accommodated, and in other areas it's just not as available, and cultures differ in that way. And even so, just on a personal level, I am not the most touchy-feely person. So this was This was an eye-opening experience at a time that I was insanely sleepy. And yeah, I crawled in, and he promptly goes back to sleep, and just spreads himself out, is super comfortable, no, not a worry in the world. Multiple times kind of just flings his arm over me, and there I am trying to occupy as little space as possible, basically curl up into a ball. And it just, yeah, it really reinforced the differences but the similarities. We were both tired, we both needed to sleep, we both had a long day ahead of us the next day. So I want to say I didn't love it. It was certainly a learning experience, but in hindsight, it was hilarious. Basically cuddled the whole time, and that doesn't hurt. I learned a lot about myself, and it really did reinforce why I enjoy experiencing new things and going to new places and just expanding myself. So about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours before we get to Varanasi, he is wonderful and wakes up and wishes me best, and then takes off. So I did have a couple hours to myself, and then finally once I got to Varanasi, I had plenty of time there. So basically I went straight to my accommodation and passed out, and that was glorious. And then Varanasi itself is a whole other level of magical. So totally worth it. Everything about the experience was worth it, but it was humorous to me, just the differences in how the event played out psychologically and physically. So anyway, that is it. Let me know if this was enjoyable, if it was terrible, if the delivery could be worked on, or basically anything. Just feedback would be super appreciated. And I feel so weird saying this, but I suppose it's about that time. If you did enjoy this, please subscribe, please leave a comment. And on the flip side, if you didn't enjoy it, leave a comment just so I know what I can work on in the future. And I will be continuing to work on editing and just figuring out better ways to add background videos, etc. It's all a work in progress. I'm trying to document the entire learning curve, and I have other videos planned and just more ideas for this. So please just let me know what's going on. Hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and take care. Bye.